All right. So I think this is actually going to be my last video. These past few days I've been toying around with the idea of, what if I just take it offline? And by take it offline, I mean, what if I stopped focusing my efforts on the internet? Because I feel like a lot of times, at least I get in my head where I'm like, if I want to do something, it has to be on the internet because that's where all the people are. And if I want to, I don't know, have an impact, it has to be on the internet. But the internet's not the only net out there. And I feel like you can't really be in two nets at the same time. And the internet is not even, I don't think, the best place to do things. It's just the place where the most people are. And I don't know. I mean, I feel like, I've been trying to like make this I don't know, like fresh start. And I feel like a lot of my problem is that I'm trying to start again in the place where I was before as opposed to going somewhere different, meaning like the real world. And yeah, so I guess I've just been kind of mulling that idea. And the term take it offline is kind of an interesting one because back when I worked in web development, we would always have these online meetings. And if you and another person in the meeting wanted to just discuss something between the two of you that not everyone needed to hear, you'd say, you know, let's take this offline. And it was kind of a funny term to me because especially during COVID when all the meetings were online, we'd be like, let's take this offline. And then we would just start a different online meeting or just hop into an online chat room and talk about it. So it wasn't really offline. And again, I feel like that kind of goes back to what I was talking about before, where it's like, I'm trying to start something new, but I'm doing it in the same exact place as I was before. I need to actually take it offline. And so yeah, I mean, I've been kind of struggling with this because, I've been kind of, this is kind of funny. I've been kind of struggling with the idea of, just getting offline entirely. And I just thought this was funny. Yesterday, I logged into YouTube and there was like some sort of hot and cold Katy Perry thing. And then right after that, it was another video. Well, I guess it wasn't a video, but it's an upcoming video saying I'm taking a break. And, I'm assuming he's taking a break from the internet, unless it's like a Kit Kat bar or something like that. Um, but yeah, I kind of viewed that as my confirmation that, I think this is probably what I should do. And I say confirmation because I think it's important not to take direction necessarily from the world or like this is just something like weird where like I'm thinking about this and then like this shows up and I'm like, okay, I feel like that's kind of my confirmation. But again, I think it's important not to take direction necessarily from the world. I think you need to let it confirm what you already know. And, you know, aside from YouTube, where I actually was getting the direction to do this from was I think the big one for me was Genesis 11:4 because it reminded me just so much of the internet where it says, and they said, "Go to, let us build us a city and a tower, whose top may reach unto heaven, and let us make us a name, lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth." And yeah, I mean, I think that's a big part of it is like, I'm on the internet, I'm trying to make a name for myself. And I think the big advantage of the internet, again, is that everybody is there. There's practically nobody who's not on the internet. And we feel like if we want to, make a name for ourselves and reach everyone, that's where we have to be. When, again, the internet's not the only place to do things. And it's not even the best place, I don't think, to do most things. Most things are best done in person. But again, the internet will settle for something inferior if, we can make a name for ourselves and reach everyone. So, that I think is the main reason. It's not actually the Katy Perry and Tim Wildsmith thing. But although I am drinking a cup of coffee right now. But yeah, so yeah, where was I? So yeah, I don't know. Like I've kind of been again like a little bit hot and cold on this, but um, one thing I think that's holding me back quite a bit is I just have this fear of I think a lot of it is a fear of being misunderstood because I don't know, like at least a lot of the stuff I feel like I post on Twitter especially cuz I think one of the really nice things about Twitter is that it's just for the most I mean, I guess you can post videos and stuff now, but at least my content is almost all I think like just like text and pictures and stuff like that where people can draw their own meaning from that type of stuff. And I think I have this fear where I'm like, "Oh no, am I going to be misunderstood?" And especially like posting stuff I don't know, like some of the stuff I posted is about like I'll post like a link for example to the song God Bless the USA. And I always worry like I wonder like oh no are people going to think that I'm being like sarcastic and like I hate the US or something like that. I actually don't hate the US. I actually really like that song. And here's I got receipts. So this is a 4th of July playlist from it's like 6 years ago. So and that was I think I don't know if it was the first song that I added. There are a few others that may have been first. But yeah, that's actually I really like that song. I've got some good memories from that song. But anyway, I don't think I feel like I've been talking a lot and saying not a whole lot, but um, yeah, I think I have one more Bible verse that I wanted to share, and this kind of reminds me of Steve Jobs when he gave his Stanford commencement speech. He said something to the effect of, you can't connect the dots going forward, you can only connect them going backwards. And you have to trust in something. And I forget all the things he listed, but I think Proverbs 3:5 really sums up, I think, what he was saying. And yeah, so I'll leave you with Proverbs 3:5, which is trust in the Lord with all thine heart and lean not unto thine own understanding.